For a place we all dream of going to, it's remarkable how little we know about heaven. There are some known facts about heaven, like it will have rivers full of milk and everything will be white. But there are some known facts about the place which you don't really know. All we have are some religious books which describe the perfect place. Let's tell you about some of the best things about heaven. But before we get into that, don't forget to subscribe. Number 10. God is there. This is something you must have expected, but this is one of the most important things about heaven. You live all your life believing in one God. You expect to see Him finally when you reach there. And it's been confirmed that heaven is the last resort, and that is where you really find the one true God. And this is what will make heaven, heaven. According to the Revelation 21:22-27, the presence of God and our ability to look on Him will occupy our affections, emotions, thoughts, conversations, songs, etc. forever and ever and ever. Jesus Himself said that eternal life is knowing God. The presence of God will be so fascinating and thrilling and mind-boggling, it will literally take forever to get over it. That is the reach the preachers stress on the being pious and believing in one true God, because one day you leave this world and finally meet Him in the other world that has been termed perfect. Number 9. Believers who died before us are already there. This might shock you, but it's been mentioned in my religious book across different religions. It's not confirmed how that's possible and how it really works, but something wonderful is going on even now for those who are awaiting their glorified bodies. Jesus told the thief on the cross that he would be with him on that very day in paradise, according to Luke 23:43. Also, Paul mentioned his desire to depart and be with Christ, while those of us continued on, as stated in Philippians 1:23. It's kind of logical that people who have gone before us, they are not just resting in their graves until the end. There is some type of judgment that goes on when you are done, and after all that is done, your fate is decided. If you're lucky, you will go to heaven before the judgment day. Number 8. You are never confused in heaven. This is one of the most amazing truths about heaven, because who wouldn't want to be in peace in real life, but that just feels too good to be real. But in heaven, everything just makes sense. There's nothing that confuses anyone or leaves anyone wondering what was going on. It's all beyond human belief, and anyone would be baffled by it. Number 7. All things new. One thing for sure is that everything there will be something we have never witnessed before. We are not exactly sure what it will be like. We are not sure how it will all play out. But the Bible points to the fact that the earth we see now and enjoy and live in will be made new. It will be like the beauty of creation we see and enjoy now without the stuff that messes everything up. The earth as we know it will be restored to what it was before sin destroyed its intended purpose. We won't have to imagine what it would be like to watch a sunset at the beach or a sunrise in the mountains with perfect temperatures. We won't have to worry about it stopping or going away or not happening because of clouds and rain. We won't have to worry about the perfect time of day for a photo. We won't have to take a photo because we'll have what we have to enjoy forever and ever and ever. There won't be any need for memories. We won't want to remember the good old days. The days will always be good and perfect and full of thrilling joy. Number 6. Heaven is not all white. Television, movies, and paintings often depict heaven as all white. Occupants with white wings, wearing white robes, on the rest on white clouds. Everything looks sterile. Revelation's description of the new dwelling place is quite different. Yes, the city gates are of pearl, but the city's walls are multicolored jasper, and the city itself is gold. If you think heaven has just two colors, then we have a surprise for you. According to Revelation 21:18-21, the wall's foundation is bejeweled with jasper, deep blue sapphire, pale blue chalcedony, blue-green beryl, deep green emerald, apple-green cryosprase, yellow-green chrysolite, yellow-brown topaz, orange-red jacinth. In the city flows a river surrounded by a dozen types of fruit-bearing trees. After all, we can't imagine that the God who created our current heavens and earth with a magnificent rainbow of colors that blaze across the night and morning skies, dance in pansies and daisies, and flash from hummingbirds and orioles, has lost love for colors when it comes to heaven, which is supposed to be the most perfect and amazing place. Number 5. In heaven, there is no such thing as time. Many people don't know this, but when it comes to heaven, there's no such thing as time. It's hard to believe, but according to a Crystal McVeigh, who had a near-death experience and has supposedly been to heaven, everything in heaven happens at once. There was no sequence of events, no minutes or hours or anything like that, according to her. When she closed her eyes in the hospital room and opened them in heaven, she had the sensation that everything just instantaneously washed over her, and yet without feelings of rushing or urgency. She said that it's hard for her to communicate even now because our lives on earth are governed by clocks and schedules, but in heaven there are no schedules. There's only this wonderful, instantaneous sense of knowing and peace and love. Number 4. We'll have work to do. The idea of work in heaven is foreign to most people. We think that once we've made it to heaven, our work is done, and now the only thing to do is relax. When God created Adam, he took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it according to Genesis 2:15. This tells us that there is work in original heaven, and it's always been a part of the perfect human life. If you look at it this way, God himself is a worker. He didn't create the world and then retire. Jesus said, "My Father is always at his work to this very day, and I too am working," according to John 5:17. Even Jesus found great satisfaction in his work. Number 3. Pets do make it to heaven. This is a question on everybody's mind, and we have to clear it as if it wasn't clear before. Yes, pets make it to heaven, and it's called the Rainbow Bridge. Yes, it really exists. Anything that comes from God goes back to God. And if you lost a pet, rest assured they're safe and at peace on the other side watching over you. Often they even come through with relatives and friends who've passed as well. According to a person who supposedly contacts with spirits from other life, he was reading a woman in the audience when all of a sudden he saw a big fat orange cat in spirit. He asked her, "Did you lose a cat recently?" She said no. Then all of a sudden he heard a spirit whisper to me and say, "The cat's name is Pumpkin." He said, "Are you sure? They're telling me the cat's name is Pumpkin." The woman was floored. She said, "That's my friend's cat that just died." The truth is that the soul recognizes the soul here in this world, so even your friends' pets or pets from other family members might be watching over you. The best part of all is that even childhood pets watch over you. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. If you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it on a future video. Number 2. This picture seems like it was photoshopped, as we couldn't find anything related to it on the internet, but we get the reason why someone would edit it. It's an edit of a giant creature in the sky. This is known across religions, but no explanation has ever been given who will be there. For this, read Revelation 4 and 5. All the stories of the creature we have been told in this world might actually be true. There's a long list of creatures that include men speaking with trumpet-like voices, elders wearing white robes and golden crowns sitting on thrones, a lion with eyes in front and behind and 6 wings, an ox with eyes in front and behind with 6 wings, one like the face of a man with 6 wings, one like an eagle in flight, also with 6 wings. Symbolic or not, these creatures are made specifically for heaven in order to worship God throughout eternity. After all, we're not the only creations of God who are asked to worship Him. Everything created by Him is supposed to worship Him.
I saved the best for last, but first, I have a quick challenge that takes only 5 seconds to complete. If you can leave a like and subscribe within the next 5 seconds, you'll get 10 years of amazing luck. Just try it, it really works.
Number 1. People will not really have wings in heaven. Artists who show humans with wings in heaven are probably thinking that people turn into angels. Most artists give angels wings, although according to the International Standard Bible Encyclopedia, the Bible nowhere describes angels as wings, though sometimes they fly as stated in Daniel 9:21. The resurrected bodies of those entering the pearly gates will be like Jesus' resurrected body, as told in Philippians 3:21. When he appeared to his disciples after he rose from the dead, he had no wings, so resurrected humans won't either. As for halos, which is the ring above a dead person's head as shown in movies, people used to think that came from Daniel 12:3, which says, "Those who are wise shall shine like the brightness of the sky above, and those who turn many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever." But they are wrong. It turns out ancient artists used to place halos around paintings and etchings of important people and religious figures so they'd stand out. There's no mention of halos anywhere in the Bible. That's our list of 10 unexplained facts about heaven. Which one do you believe in? Tell us in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.